Okay, I want to say hello again everybody, it's only me, Wushu Richard. Thank you for joining me on another video here. Okay, in this video I'm going to talk to you about a few topics. Okay, hold on one second. Basically it's one topic, I'm going to give you two. What? The first thing I want to say, first of all, is before we get on to the main topic, is I'm going to say something else. I believe communication between people is very, very important, even though people in this world seem to be, incapable sometimes of communicating on any clear level. I mean, so many people in the world are so fixed in their own ways of thinking that they just can't communicate, But what I will say, okay, is it's very, very important for everybody to try to communicate with others, even if their thinking is different to yours. Okay, now I haven't really expressed much of a point there, have I? I mean, because you'll take that as however you do see that, and you'll go about in your lives, and you'll just, I don't know what you'll take with you into the world. It's like we can sit down and we can watch a video like this now, but in real life, when you go out, what do you think? How do you treat people? How do you feel about others? Or when someone speaks to you, even if that person's being real fake, be it negative or positive, however people speak to you or however people seem to treat you, how do you see others? How do you feel? I mean, is it when you speak like for example, today I watched some speeches, a competition with some students in a speech competition where they were standing on the stage and there were students giving speeches talking about their beliefs on life and how we can be more positive and open-minded and things like this. But you could see that some people, they just like to put on a show. It's not really what they believe in their daily lives. I know so many people that go around spreading the good word, like spreading messages of positivity, respecting others and being honest in your life and trying to learn from others and all this positive stuff. But they don't do it. They don't do it on a daily basis. Do you do it? Really? When you go out every day, when you get on the bus or wherever you go, I mean, a lot of people would probably turn around and say they don't have the energy for positivity. They don't have the energy to be, kissing ass, if you like, going around being so nice to people and helping people, or even forget that, it's even understanding. They don't even have the energy to hear what others are saying, understand others. A lot of people don't even, it's not me being shallow, it's not me being negative, okay, I'm just saying literally what it really is for a lot of people, okay, out there. Not everyone, but a lot of people. It seems like their senses, their five senses are dying on them almost. They don't train them. So these natural born gifts, or we've been born with, these five senses and a mind, that are efficient working senses, they just deteriorate in people because they're not training them. That's pathetic. Or I should say they've trained them wrongly, or they're just distracted by their minds. People get so complicated. That's why they don't hear what others say, and they don't try to communicate on an honest level, because of one reason, and that's fear of acceptance. Okay, fear of acceptance in society, and their minds are so brainwashed they can't even determine what their fears are or anything. They won't even know that. They're blinded by the whole thing. So there's people in this world who go around, they're brainwashed, manufactured by society, government, the society, the world they live in is a material world. It's like Madonna once said, and we are living in a material world, and I am a material world. We are living in a material world, and I'm a material ninja. Anyway, I'm just but really sorry about that. I won't do that again. But motherfucker. But basically, the basic thing is, that's what I'm saying. Though people are just not honest with themselves because they're too afraid to be honest. Because if you're honest and if you're humble and you're nice, especially with those nasty people, you won't gain their respect, right? Or you won't gain respect and acceptance from the society. This is a big problem. Now, let me give you a very good example of me. It's me, from my point of view, right, being honest, right, humble. Me, I spend my time trying to communicate with all kinds of people, even people that I see as nasty or bullies in some way. And I try to show them, being smart, that if you are patient and you do try to communicate with others, they might find a way to a more positive outlook inside their hearts and minds. That's one thing. I've been doing that since I was a kid. When I was getting bullied in schools, when I was in primary school, when I saw bullies picking on other kids, I would sometimes, talk to those bullies in other times when they were unhappy and things like this, and try to show them companionship, show them friendship, and try to, you know what I mean? I've spoken to some people, I've spoken to some really unstable type people too, and people that's clearly negative inside, and I've tried to show them another way, through communication, because you can't just go up to someone and tell someone that they're wrong. You can't go up to someone and tell them that my way of thinking is the way, especially if you're in a society or a world, or if you're the only one in a massive group of people, let's say, or if you're in this world, that your ideas just do not fit in with society. And whether it's positive or not, people are like lemmings. They follow the whole crowd. They're like a herd of sheep, as my dad would say. They don't really, They won't accept what you say if it's not the overall idea. And you say, well, hang on a minute, isn't it people that make a difference then? People like famous people, or people in the world who have made their mark, like I say, famous people, it might be anyone who's made a famous quote, or like I say, Steve Jobs, is it, for the Apple and things like that. I've been hearing people talking recently about things like this, so it's like someone like that then, who's made a mark here in society. Look, let me give you what I'm trying. Someone like that will be listened to, yeah? No. The way I see it is, it's not one person making a mark. One person did great, so that's why everybody accepts them. You can believe that if you want to believe that. But to me, but fair enough, people like Edison, or people who created light bulbs, or people that created the wheel, people that inventors and people like that, fair enough. They've proven to the world, the effectiveness. They've created effective tools, let's say, for people. They've changed people's lives, so people do respect them for what they've done. But I'm talking about people that have said certain things, or certain wise words that are phrases that have been quotes that have been passed down through years, that are accepted and respected by people. People that respect people for saying things like that. What I'm trying to say is, nobody really respects someone's mind because of how it is. What it is really is you. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, you say that you treat other people one way depending on how someone is. Someone's a nice person, polite, so someone shows you, or let's say, someone shows you respect, so you show them respect. Someone shows you disrespect, so you disrespect that person. Someone shows you that they are quiet, timid, nervous, quiet, or maybe foolish, or this or that, or seemingly lazy, whatever it seems to you. So you see that as a weakness, and you decide to disrespect that person or look down upon them. Sometimes don't value them, or if someone's really the opposite of that, you'll look at them as great. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, the problem is in yourself. Why can't people treat everyone the same and value everyone no matter what they are, and respect that everyone has their own mindset? I'll give you one example. I'm not going to mention this person, but someone who was close in my life, well, always will be, but someone in my life, alright, I'm not going to mention this person's name, but this person, people said that this person seems very lazy. Very, very lazy. They can say that this person, this person can make excuses about fears or whatever it might be, or difficulties in his life, but for the most part, this person is lazy. That's why he's not turning his life around, and people don't respect him for that. What I'm trying to say, this guy, though, to me, is you can't be like that towards him or anyone. It's like, you can't judge someone for how they think. You say, well, no, it's not about how you think. You can choose to be more confident. You can choose to be more hardworking, choose to be more open-minded, choose to be positive, blah, blah, blah. That's true. Anyone can. And I respect people who do try to be positive or confident in themselves to fight for what they believe in. But what I'm trying to say is you can't always. Now, I was a victim of bullying when I was in school. I couldn't literally, physically take on and fight a whole class of people every day, 26 people, whatever it was, and literally, that's what it was. I mean, me versus, let's say, well over 10 people it would have been fighting on a daily basis. I might have been put in hospital, stabbed up, chucked down the stairs or whatever. I was living in absolute fear because I knew the reality that I could not physically beat them. So I'm saying with words it's the same things. It's the same thing. You stand there in front of loads of people, you can't literally win their respect straight away. If they don't understand if they're not willing to accept, because they don't see the truth in what you're saying, based on what they've had, their experiences in their background. It's like if you walk into another culture and start talking about the way the world is, or you go into some ancient tribal setting, like an ancient tribe living in the forests, indigenous people, and then you start talking about some futuristic space travel or something, they're not going to understand that, are they? Because they're coming from another background, it's not going to fit in. So do you think you are ever going to be appointed a chief of their tribe, or someone that they look up and respect, or someone who's famous within their culture, or someone who's famous, or do you think you're ever going to become it's a very important figure, someone whose words are going to ring through time, that in the future, even after their people have developed generations after generations later on, that the people are going to say, oh yeah, that guy was the one who said this or that. Just like Thomas Edison, they say, you know him. It's not going to happen. But unless you show them the magic, let's say the guy who created light, or the inventor. So what I'm trying to say is, fair enough, you can say actions speak louder than words, fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is, sometimes you can't prove to people certain things. And you sometimes can't. It's like my mum used to say, when I was in school, my mother, she used to say to me, Richard, when you get bullied, if someone takes the mick out of you, you should argue with them back. If someone hits you, you should hit them back. And it'll be over. Like you see in the movies, like in Rocky 5 or whatever, when Rocky's son, stands up to a bully, and then in the end the bully respects him, It doesn't always happen like that. They end up wanting revenge, you could end up with a worse thing. It's not. That's why I've always said you're not a coward to back away from negativity. But you are a fool if you shape your life around other things or other people's attitudes or actions, and so that you literally have no control, and you're avoiding your destinies, you're avoiding your goals, you're not trying to achieve anything you want to achieve. What I'm trying to say is excuse my language, but these dickheads, right? Rick Ross, the rapper, these haters can't hold me back, these haters, right? These problem people in your life, or these problems that you're facing, may not necessarily be something that you have to deal with to get on with your life or get somewhere or do better. If it's not literally stopping you, you know what I'm trying to say? There's always another way too, so all roads lead to Rome and all that, yeah, fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is it's like the mind is the most important thing. So you need to be wise. So what I'm trying to say is you can't turn around everyone's thinking. You shouldn't. There's a lot of people in the world who are famous. They haven't tried to be famous. They haven't tried. They're just being real. The more real you are to yourself and your true abilities in your mind, you should be more able, right? Quality person in yourself, right? Anyway, regardless of if people notice it or not, your qualities will not necessarily ring through to other people to be their qualities. Now you can study survival, you can study things in life, like in society, what we need now about health or whatever it might be, things that might change people's lives, technology, fair enough, that's true. But I'll say on the very basic human level, and you might say, we can avoid that. Can we? We can't always really avoid it. So if you study the basics though, the bottom line is people think differently, is what I'm trying to say. So unless you are inventing something that's really something that everybody uses, something that everybody knows, something that everybody needs, and giving them what they need, then you're not really going to be able to do it. So what I'm trying to say is, sticks and stones will break my bones, names will never hurt me. The attitudes of people, the way people think about you and this and that, they've got their own ideas in life. So what I'm trying to say is, for everybody else to look down upon you or to look up to you is their own choice anyway, based on what they see as useful to them, even emotionally. So under all the bullshit, excuse my language, we all do have emotion and the basic level, the emotion and what we need, the basic human needs of people. But anyway, cut a long story short, because I'll go on a long trip about that, talking about that stuff, I tell you. But let me bring this here, okay? It's about respecting people. Why you respect people? Because they've been nice to you today, because they've shown you the kind of thing, it's like saying that, treat other people as you'd wish to be treated. Or treat other people as you'd expect to be treated. Or how about treat other people nice and expect them to treat you like shit, or not, or don't expect anything of people, and you better not wish anything of people. But it's like, fair enough, you've got the hope inside, but it's like, no matter how other people treat you today, you will treat them with respect. That does not mean that someone disrespects you and they are right. That does not mean that you show a smile to people and give up your time and give them all your money when someone's trying to rob you, someone's trying to literally take money from your pocket, someone's trying to fight you, hit you, punch you and break your nose. For example, when someone's really trying to, excuse my language, shit stir, or mix up, give you problems in your life with your job, with your friends or whatever, or trying to cause trouble, or someone's trying to, abuse someone close to you. It's not about kissing ass. What I'm trying to say is, but it's the basic though inside that you say, well, you know what, I can forgive anyone. I understand that this person is mentally unstable, or this person is just like me, that they've got their own development of thought in their mind, there's background, there's a reason why they think the way they do, they've got their own certain fears and stuff. I'll always try and be positive with this person no matter what, and understand, not forgive that what they're doing, but forgive that person for not having that control. And you say, well, come on, man, these guys are adults, these guys are mature, they do have control over their mind, everybody has the right, everybody's got the mind that they can choose what they want to do. Fair enough. Say what they want to say. Fair enough. Even think and try to change their thinking. They do. But you don't have the energy and the power to do that. You don't have to waste your energy first and foremost on thinking about how they think and trying to teach them or trying to get into a battle. But what I'm trying to say is, all negativity is wrong. There's two wrongs don't make a right? Defence is always right. You said things like fighting for what you believe in, standing up against to others, like let's say, to wording your opinion to fight and say, no, I've got a point here and you need to accept that the same way as I accept you. That's bullshit. You don't need to do that at all. You believe in what you believe in, and that's the most important thing. Do what you want in your life. That's what I believe, right? Don't go around trying to harm others. You try and force your opinions on others, even doing a positive thing, or giving them positive advice, friendly advice, constructive criticism. That might do worse even. That might even do worse. It might even send them, down another path. They might, because people don't understand, because people have got too much ego, a lot of people. So what I'm trying to say, there's a lot of people out there, who, no matter what you say, they will have their own opinions about it. And the reason for that is, even if there are some people who may get on your bus as such, even if there are people that may catch up with what you're saying and start to listen, and then there's others who won't at all, no matter what, it's all coming from their own point of view. They know what they want in life, or they think they do at that moment, right? So what I'm trying to say is, there shouldn't be any of this who values who for what, or who doesn't value who for what in society. That's a load of crap. You should value yourself. That doesn't mean put yourself up on any level like, well, you know what? I know I'm a successful person. I know I'm an able person in society, a valuable person in society. Excuse my language, but fuck, F the society. It's not about that. You do positive things, you will be good for society, you will help human beings, which are basically skin, atoms, hair, blood, and it's what we are sitting here, okay? If you weren't wearing clothes, you'd be buck naked. So what I'm trying to say, being real, right? I'm not saying about this fake society that we see around us of all these illusions. The basic thing is we're all human beings. We all need to eat, we all need to sleep, we all feel the nice feeling of a nice shower on your body, the water, and you feel the reflect. You know, we all know the nice smell of something that we like the smell of. You know, we all feel we all feel as a human being. You know what I mean? An organism, any animal, any plant, or anything. That's the reality of it. I'm sitting in this room now. I've got this camera here. I've got this computer. I've got this house here. The walls, the door made of wood. But all this really is just made up by human animals as we are. We use things. We cut wood up from the trees to make a wooden door. The stone here on the wall, we've made the concrete, right? The plastic, the things we use, paper cut from a tree. You know what I mean? We're smart. So why the hell is it then that we run away from our human aspect and emotions and start degrading or disrespecting other people? Now, people see the outside thing. They see like, oh, that guy's more physically stronger or more taller than that guy, or that was. But people disrespect other people or devalue other people's ideas or what they say based on no real understanding of where that person's coming from, because they're not that person first of all, and no real understanding that all people are different. You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like, so you don't need to compare yourself to others or compare them to you. You know, that's the basic thing. I haven't even begun the topic yet, but I'm just saying what I'm saying. So that's how I feel about a lot of people, though. They just seem to value or respect or look up to or look down to certain people, or certain people, you know, for reasons of nothing. Basically, that's what it basically is, because all they know is what's accepted by others around them and all the rest of it. But if something's not really harming you or harming the society, and now there are many people now who will turn around and say, well, yes, it is harming me, it is harming me. I'll tell you how, because I don't like it when someone says this about me, or someone, abuses me in this way. It's not at all like that. If you care about what other people think, or if you need to think about it as a human being for a change, and don't keep following the robots of society. That's what I'm trying to say, man. Now, I've been speaking to a few people recently, and there's a group of people. I'm not going to talk in too much detail, but there's a group of people, okay, I've made like friends with, kind of thing. Just people I know, like some teachers and stuff here in China, and they're friendly, nice people, and they're these people that have got like beliefs. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I've told you, like, me in the past, I've never had like a religion as such. I'm not a religious person. I'm not, but it's like certain beliefs and things like that. I'm a very deep thinker and open-minded person. Now, me, I try and talk with all kinds of people. Like I've told you, I try and communicate with anyone. It don't matter if they're a bully or a nasty person. I will try to find that positive bit of light, spark in someone. And I know that with patience, there may be a chance that person can turn it around and understand themselves. Now, what I'm trying to say though is like things like any group though, like this group of friends I've made, just teachers and stuff I know here, they've got like this group and they've got their own beliefs about certain things, and I like to talk with these people about their beliefs in life and just hear what their points of view are. And I find if it's knowledge, it's like anything, you can use it positively. It's all for the mind. We're all trying to seek the reality, but it's like, I don't mean like what people tell you life is all about, what your life's all about, or what's illusions and what's not. I'm just saying what we're trying to seek more and more understanding about reality, right? And human beings need to communicate. So I always try to be patient, open-minded, hear people out, look into the knowledge of what other people might know to whatever different levels, to study it. I don't go around following people, you know what I mean? I don't go around trying to impose my thoughts on people. It's like a lot of people try to use language and their knowledge between each other to try to prove the point. It's like a battle to make a statement that, oh, this is the reason why. Basically, I'll show you with my knowledge and I'll show you with my confident blah blah blah. I will show you why it is that I value some people and I devalue some, don't value some other people. But that's totally wrong. You can't be like that. Everyone's the same. You've got to respect all people as human beings, and they make choices and make mistakes and things based on what they are. You can't. You know what I mean? What they are, who they are, yes, but what they are as an organism, with brain cells and things moving around. You don't know how it's actually working, man. It's like, I know what I'm saying now. I think what I'm thinking. You probably know what you're thinking and how you're understanding what I'm saying to you now. But you've probably got this human habit where you're relating things, what I'm saying to you now. Subconsciously, you're probably relating what I'm saying to you now, thinking, oh yeah, that's true, because sometimes, this or that, and it's relating to something else in your mind, what relates to something. Nobody's pure, they're just constantly relating, it's just a natural programming thing. It's like over development over years, your mind has adapted to not even think. It's just like thinking and naturally relating to things without you even knowing. It's very hard to subconsciously stop that and just be totally clear and pure. And you can't tell someone to stop that or start thinking more clearly. They just can't do it. You have to really do it yourself, or really start to think in another way and focus on something for that, and try to train these different thought paths. It's so deep. It's so deep, philosophical, psychological. But anyway, that's how I see it. So I like to communicate with different kinds of people and hear their thoughts on different things and see what I can learn. And it's not only about learning from others, but it's also gaining the knowledge and learning. What you learn, really, I don't feel you learn even knowledge. You do, but it's like from the knowledge, the best thing you can get is more of learning more knowledge should clear and speed up and enhance this. It's like upgrading a computer almost. It's like your mind to improve your thinking, your thought path, the way you think. You study to improve the way you learn, to improve your own natural. You know what I'm saying? That's what it basically is. Anyway, I'm going to look here. I've got this notepad here. Okay, in this notepad, today I went to a university today, another university with. There was a competition today. Anyway, I was one of the judges. I was appointed as a judge, someone who had to ask questions to students and talk with the students. As the title goes, but I don't judge people. But basically, though, this here was some questions. I had to write down some questions and plan for it based on the different topics that they were standing up on this stage, and they would stand up and speak these topics. And I would ask them 2 questions each, between 1 or 2 questions each. Some of these questions that I came up with were really not super deep, but deeper than, it might be a bit deep for some people, kind of hard, but it was 45 questions I came up with, and I came home with this thing. I came home tonight and I thought to myself, you know what, some of these questions I could try to answer myself anyway. But I was thinking that as before I even wrote them down, of course. But what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to take a few of these questions and I'm going to answer them just bestly with my own thoughts here in this video. These are questions that I wrote down, okay, honestly, so you can think about these yourself. If you have different ideas, let me know your answers or what you think, if you like, okay? It's up to you. Okay, let's have a look. The first questions here were about, well, not the first ones, but I've got some questions here about valuing. Yeah, we're talking about valuing life, or valuing people, especially in society, in the world in general. So here we have one here. It says talking about limitations and having no limitations. One question I wrote and asked myself before I asked the student, and I'm going to ask myself now, and I'm going to answer it. Is what do you think a valuable person is in society? So what do you think is a valuable person in society? This is a question I asked the students, because they were talking about society, and most people believe in the society, and what it is today, and how you can improve yourself to be a better... But they don't really follow that and believe that, So what I'm trying to say is I believe... you know what, cut a long story short, you should go and check out Mike Reese's video, where he is called Code of Conduct, where he talks about Yip Man, or Ip Man, Ye Wen, okay? Basically, I made a video talking about that as well now, but that's the perfect list there. Ye Wen, okay, or Yip Man's list, Code of Conduct for his students. That's the best way, I think. But anyway, let me have a look here. So, what is a valuable person in society now? What do I think, basically? I think someone who respects themselves, but their self-respect is not based on what others think of them, and someone who uses their natural abilities and tries to enhance and develop their abilities and cultivate more abilities too. so that they'll be more able and efficient to make the society go around, but they're not exhausting themselves and trying to be unnatural. They're just trying to find the right path. So if people are on the right path of their own nature, but they're not afraid of, hard work and laziness, which you can't be, but always strengthening yourself in your mind and body, that person will be a valuable person to society. But if you're a nasty person and you disrespect other people, and if you've got no forgiveness in your heart, as Mr. Miyagi said, then living is a worse punishment than death. And if you go around blaming people for this or that, or putting people down for their own fears or their own what you see as weak points, because I don't believe people have weak points. So you say everybody has weak points and strong points, right? I don't believe everybody has weak points. No, they don't. You have things you can do and things you can't do. It's not a weak point. It's based on your interests. Someone's born with one arm, you say it's a weak point. Compared to you it is, but to them they might be the best hand glider or whatever you ever seen in your life. Basketball player, right? So I'm trying to say someone, but you say, no, come on man, that is a weak point. Fair enough, human beings are usually born with two arms, two legs, right? But if you say another thing, like based on knowledge then, knowledge, where does knowledge come from? The home, first of all, the parents, right? The kids, schools. I'm saying the whole thought path, how a human being is born, you can't blame them for that. The cells in their brain and all that. So I'm trying to say the patterns they've been through, everything, their background in their life, how much money they got, their family situation, right, conditions. So many things. They might have certain diseases, they might have certain mental problems or issues, but it hasn't been detected by a doctor. It's not a thing in this century, let's say, that we're aware of, but there is reasons why people think differently or brains work differently. Like the mechanics of two different cars, how they work, slightly different based on the mechanics. So hold on. But basically, that's what I'm trying to say to you. So you can't go around blaming somebody else for the way they think or this or that, and this, and comparing that and saying that this is the biggest problem. If someone's coming across like they've got weak points, the weak strengths and weaknesses, that's not a weakness. It's based on the knowledge that they have, what they like, what they're interested in. If they're not interested in it, why not? If you say, well, come on, everybody should be interested in this particular subject because is something that is used in all of society. This person is being ignorant towards society. I think that's a total ignorance inside yourself, because you've got to understand that person's brain, how it's working first of all. But then you might turn around and say, oh no, you just need to give that person a slap. They're too ignorant. So you're jumping the gun. People are so naturally offensive. You need communication, you need to study what that person's background is. You don't go up to an elephant and say, why is your trunk so long? You don't go up to an ant teacher and say, why do you do this or that? You don't go, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You don't blame someone who's got diabetes or whatever, why do they this or that, or someone who's fat and say, why is it you feel life is so difficult in some situations? You don't do that. People only see what they see on the outside or what they think they see, and they don't really understand you or what you think about it. The same as other people might treat you the same too in other situations. So you might find yourself in a different situation. The basketball player enters the football pitch, goes on to, and everybody blames him for playing football badly. It's the same thing, and this is exactly what it is in society. So that's how I feel, right? So we need to be accepting of others and respecting all of others. Don't expect too much. Don't expect another you, or don't expect another whoever you're looking up to or looking down to from somebody else. What's the point in that? Just improve yourself. And I believe that everybody, to make a society run better, fair enough, we should learn more about different knowledge from different areas, even things, because if nobody studied surgery, let's say brain surgery, or how to give birth to a baby, operations and life-saving and medicine, if nobody learned that, then fair enough. There'd be a problem. So some people should learn about different things, but there'll always be people who do. I want to learn about things, and then you can also say there's always open doors, there's always people at the door knocking if there's money involved, fair enough, in jobs too. But what I'm trying to say is there should be heart behind it. We're all human beings, and people, if you love something, and strive, look for multiple talents, look for multiple things, more than one if you can, and find things that you like, and study those and improve your abilities and skills. And look at your natural abilities. If you're a strong person, how can you use your strength physically? If you're tall, if you're smarter, if you've got better eyesight, would you be a better driver to someone else? Look for jobs where you can use, I'm trying to say the basics from your human point of view, and then arts and things that we create in society as creative human beings. Okay, that's how I feel. So basically, this is what I'm sharing here, just my thoughts. This is how I see my life, like martial arts, creativity, to defuse negativity totally. This is like the ultimate block strike, the technique. It's like to life. To knock down all these crap and all these walls, barriers, how people disrespect each other, and then it leads to hating people and then fights and jealousy and all this and physical combat and murders. You can defend all that before. This is how you don't just say prevention's better than cure. Or before you enter a fight, learn how to avoid fights, because people get so irate, people get into arguments so quickly. Society, money, greed, jealousy. So we need to learn how to diffuse this, how to control ourselves. You can't even teach people how to prevent things or how to be calm in them. It's like, you've got to do it yourself. We've got to go back to the nature. And if you go back to your own nature, you'll be more comfortable, right? But you can't always look for the most comfortable, lazy ride. You've got to learn how to be more strong in yourself and learn how to work with nature. And if you work in nature, if you live on the earth, it's not easy, right? If you live in the mountains, the deserts, the forests, wherever, you've got to go and hunt for your food. So it teaches you to be physically strong. It teaches you to go with the right mindset, right? If you want to get off that island, like the movie Cast Away, you need to build a raft or something. Things like this. So nature teaches you that. Life around you teaches that. When I say life, though, I'm not saying other people's mindset or people in the society. This is the real world. You live in the Matrix again. You've got to see the real basic nature of nature, which comes before all of this. We build the buildings. In Hong Kong, they build buildings on mountains. You know what I mean? For real. So I'm saying, we stand on this earth, first and foremost. But as human beings, yes, we do make society, we do make cities and civilized life. Right? So we do need to communicate with each other, that's what I believe. But you've got to go back to that real sometime. You know what I mean? You can't keep just being ignorant. And respect people for whoever they are. And also be willing to sometimes, not force it, but forcing them to learn or to teach. But you should try to teach others a little bit of your skill. And everybody should be a little bit open-minded to maybe take in some, not everything, but some knowledge or knowledges, from different people as such. And try to learn more things. Because even the little bit you learn of something else may help you to enhance your skill in another area of your life too, much better. Okay, now, the next question I asked students, and I'm asking myself, is do you feel you are valued by others? Well, this is not a very important question. Feel can mean a lot of things. Do I feel? Do I think? What's my impression? Well, I don't want to go by that, because my judgment could be wrong. And also, it's not important. But you can sometimes tell, if people communicate with you more, yeah. But what does it mean, valued by others? And what is value? And what is any word? Love, hate, or anything? Judge, anything, impression, thought. So the word here, others, though, what does that mean, others? Does it matter? Other people are all different, aren't they? Do you feel you are valued, or were you valued by that other individual, even one person? Well, who was that? That's my nice, kind friend. Well, that's a nasty person. No, hang on, you don't even know how that person thinks. But if that person's not harming you, that's the most important thing. We go back to the main point. You respect them no matter what. If someone's putting their hands on you trying to choke you, he might be mentally ill, or he might be something wrong with his thinking. He just gets angry for saying, but this person, you should still say, well, I don't know how this person thinks, so I'm not going to hate him and want to bust his teeth out. But if you know martial art techniques, you can get his hands off you, get him into some control. If you know techniques, you can push him away. If someone's really coming at you and you don't have much skill, you can learn to fight back. If you can learn some fighting skills, but to protect yourself. But you don't have to say literally hate another human being. You say, come on man, that guy just killed everyone close to you in your life. And you say, you can't be, you have to forgive him and all this, and have love for the people. No. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is, at the same time, yes, you should be. Because this person you just can't understand unless you totally understand that, you should understand that there's a reason how people think. And you need to go to the point. There's no point out crying over spilt milk, right? You weren't there in the beginning. You were not one of that guy's brain cells just beside the other brain cell that could interact with it with its own accord of electricity and make him think a different way, were you? You say, well, that son of a bitch excuse my language, that son of a bitch murderer should have made another choice. He could have done it, based on, you might say that society is complicated and how people think and his development in life and his background and his past. But at the same time, basic knowledge is there. You should know right or wrong. Fair enough. Yeah, and we should teach that to our kids and teach everybody. But what I'm saying is, you really don't know how someone really thinks. You need to educate people. That's why I've got a problem with the death sentences and things like that, and prisons in general. If there were no prisons and no laws like that, and no these maximum lockdown prisons, then yeah, you'd have maniacs running wild on the streets. But sometimes I believe that we as people breed more culture. We're not doing enough to try to get back to nature and try to cut down and prevent more mental issues that lead to violence. So it doesn't help me talking in circles. We're going on the details here. How I think. So I don't really give a damn who I'm valued by others. Or if I'm disrespected or looked down upon by others, fair enough, they can get on with it. I care about the people who do value others, or if they do value me, it's not that I have ego, I want them to be. It's like, if they do value me, I feel good, I'm happy, and it gives a chance for us to make each other's lives better by communicating. Yeah? That's a short answer. But I see that the sad, honest truth, though, and I think a lot of people feel this way, but they don't study it and they don't study themselves. I study it and I do study myself always. I do feel that I'm not valued by a lot of people, sadly, in society, because they see petty respect or petty humbleness or petty anything you're doing that's not for money, like I say, or anything you're doing like free time communication like this with people, or through videos or face-to-face communication, or being an artist or some kind of... If it's not making money for people, and let's face it, in a lot of people's lives, that's the only benefit they think there is to gain in life, money. But if it's not gaining them anything, when they're lonely and they're feeling down, they do appreciate it. It's like a prisoner would appreciate a visitor, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying, that, most of the time now I feel that I'm not valued, and that's because they don't even know what value is. Lots of people in the world totally don't value their lives. They don't see any good. They only see in this program manufactured mindset and vision. They don't have any dreams. They're not creative enough. They don't have the imagination, because all they have is this ASI, as we call it, this negative way of thinking that they've been brainwashed, and they don't know it. And it's this money, it's the society, all this, and comparing who dresses a certain way, or who speaks a certain way, or who this or that says that you're a better or a worse human being, or how much money that guy earns. Or not, obviously, because that guy's lazy. If he studied harder, he could get a better job. Blah blah blah. It's like the same as you can stick up for anyone. You can say gangs and street gangs and thugs and stuff like that. You say, well, some of these people are just totally negative. They choose to be gang members and criminals, and they waste their lives on negativity, and that is. But some people look down upon like young kids and stuff like let's say in London or across the world, where they go out and join gangs and they do crime. Some people will stick up, and some people will say, well, no, they've been outcast by the government, they've been rejected, so they haven't got any chance for any good jobs. They're living in poverty, so that's why they go to these lives. But at the same time, you can also defend the other side and say, well, no, they've got it in their mind, they could choose not to live a life of crime and negativity still, because there's poor people in the world who they've got much less than these people, complaining about what nice trainers they've got on Adidas. There's people in poor countries who've got no pot to piss in, excuse my language, they've got no water, they've got no shoes, nothing, no clothes, all they've got is a stick and a stone, if they can find it, to try and make head nor tail of a way across that dusty desert in the wind. You know what I'm trying to say? So basically, this is reality, right? Starving kids, you see the bones sticking out their body, people dying with diseases, they got no medication. You know what I'm trying to say? So there's obviously wrong and imbalance in the world, and there's things like that, whatever you want to say. Look into justice and injustice, fair and unfairness. But what I'm trying to say is, that's what I say, you can always stand up for one side or the other. You can always beat down one side or the other. You can always defend one side or the other. Be it no matter how serious or real the situation, concrete in reality in society you can see, or be it, like you might say, petty or something imaginative or just a word of mouth or something you can't really see or doesn't seem realistic to you. But what's real to you is what's real to you. You've got your own mind and your heart. So the bottom line is how you see your life, but how you see and treat others, that's down to you. Now, do other people value you? Do you value other people? That should be the question. Not how they treat you. How do you treat other people? It comes from you. You've got the power. You're in the centre of the universe where you are right now. You know what I mean? It's your time now. What are you doing? And is it about other people all the time? No, it's about what you're doing. And what do you want to get from today? You want to get... you know what I mean? Is it external or internal? What is it? Anyway, the next question, the last one I think, is do you think we absolutely must be valued by others? Okay, this question. Do you think we absolutely must be valued by others, like in society? Well, I've already answered that. If you need to answer that, have a try if you want to. I don't think so, but you may think so. You may think so, well, I agree, but I don't totally agree, you know. Sometimes you need to in society, because let's get real, man. Let's be real, you know. If you want to get far, you want to get a good high-paid job, you want this, it depends on what you want, yeah. There's so many people I saw tonight in this afternoon in the university students, okay, so many of them. Because there's many of them, does that mean I'm wrong? Because my thinking is different? It's up to what, just the same old lemming trip again for you. But what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is, right, loads of these students, yeah, they were there and they were saying, oh, do you, on the stage, they were making speeches, you know, with society, do you want just an average life? How many people would say yes? Oh, of course, not everyone. But for me, yeah, I do just want an average life. I want a normal... Or this person, one of the students, another student said, what did they say on the stage? They said, what was it saying? Do you want me... Something about being valued by others, you know, accepted in society or seen as a great... something high up. And they said, most people want that. You know what I mean? It's like, but I don't believe that. I don't want that. I don't give a damn about that. So I'm seen as an idiot? No, I just want to live a humble, peaceful, healthy life, helping other people get to where they want to go, as long as it's not hurting them in the long run. You know? It's like someone who wants to become the president, and you don't care about that, but you try and give that person emotional encouragement, playing football with them on the weekends, making them feel good about themselves, simple things that don't cost any money. That person feels good in themselves. They didn't realise that you were the one helping them all the way along, not the people in the office they work with and all that, and then the meals they're going out for and all this and money and bling bling. But what it is, these people go ahead and on this path, and you've been pushing them on, kind of thing, helping them to something that they want, and you've helped them because it's helping them for their own happiness on something that they care about. It's not what you care about, and you think you're doing the right thing. But they get more and more higher up, almost reach the level of president, right? They're high up in office or something, and then they're getting a lot of pressure, and then the person ends up committing suicide. Now, I don't want to blame people and say, oh, you're helping people, and now that is affecting other people causing other people to somewhere down the line commit suicide or harm themselves. I'm not saying that. You make yourself paranoid for that. But I'm saying it's always right to help people, but you can only do what you can do. The same as what the hell level of damage are you doing to someone when you're being nasty or degrade? But again, the same old thing with abuse and some people believe that other people are being offensive to them. No, you're offended. You feel offended. That's your own emotional issues. Don't give a damn about what someone calls you, ugly or stupid or whatever. You know what you are. That's the words, right? Or you say someone's a fool because he doesn't have the same knowledge as you. Everyone in the class has a basic knowledge of science and electrician stuff, and you don't know. Well, are you an idiot then? No, you're not an idiot, are you? Because you are wise in your field. You're wise in your field. You're an idiot in their field, but you're wise in your field. Unless you're a brain-dead zombie. Even a brain-dead zombie knows to eat. So eat in your life. Don't go around, trying to feed people, or trying to take their food. You know what I mean? You've got to work it out. So basically, though, that's the thing I'm saying, right? So the basic thing here, yes, it says, hold on. That was the last one there. If you've got patience for this, do you think we must absolutely, be valued by others? We absolutely have to be in society. Well, that depends on you, what you want. If your life depends on if others value you, if that was me, I think that I'd be that'd be like committing suicide almost. That'd be like totally giving up on myself, saying I'm only worth how other people see me. But then you might say, well, no, come on, if you're doing a good thing for humanity, that's a good thing. part of the human race, right? We have to. We're like the arms and legs of the body. We're all together, right? The hairs, the fingers, and of the hand, and we're all people of the world. You know, these kind of people, this kind of people. We make the world go. Fair enough. But we're all individual entities. We all deserve our own right to be and who we are in our life, right? So what I'm trying to say is that, you know, it's like you don't owe anyone anything as such. They don't owe you anything. We're here. It's like you know, do we? You know, I don't feel that you need to say that you need others to value you so that you have any worth. Because if you feel like that, then it means like you don't value your own life enough. But at the same time, as I've said, it's still like you're fair enough. If others do value you, and that means it shows that you've had a good impact on the world. You're an inventor. You've helped loads of people. You've brought them into good health. Even through laughter, there's comedians and stuff who have done that too. But remember, all the help that you do, everything you do in this world, it goes two ways always. It's like sometimes it's not that someone might believe that they've helped so many people, but those people have actually helped themselves. It's like a teacher, you know. Who's the best teacher really? You're teaching yourself, really. You say that teacher's great, you've learned a lot. But it's like you go to that classroom to study from that teacher. You've actually given yourself what you want. Yeah? That guy's a good cook. He's a good cook, yeah? Because you like the taste. Your mouth, your taste buds enjoy that taste. So where's the right or wrong in this? What I say is people got so much bullshit, and crap on a daily basis in their mind, they've got to realise the reality of things before we start getting into like the complexity of the society, because that's all nothing really. Right? I'm going to finish this video here, be real, right? Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, yeah? I could have gone to other topics and stuff here, there's other questions and stuff like, what do you value most in life? That could be a question for you guys. What do you value most in life? Is there anything you don't value in life? Negativity? Or maybe you say yes you do because you can study from negativity to it and use everything in a positive way. It's how you use things or not, you know. Or it does or doesn't do something. The outcome. It says, which do you value more, today or tomorrow? Okay? A lot of stuff here. I could ask so many questions. I'm going to stop this video. Keep it real. Train hard and stay safe. Martial arts for life. Thank you for watching. Love your life. Even if you're not a martial artist, anyone I'm saying out there, love your life. Communicate with people. That person is the same as you. Well, next time you feel tired or feel that you're the same as them, right? That's why we need to respect. That's why we need to understand. Like when you get angry with people and they don't understand you, why? You know, you're angry. You know what I'm saying? Or they get angry with you, don't they, straight away? Because obviously they don't understand why you're angry. And no one can see anyone from each other's point of view. Just like legendary Jock Fresco of the Venus Project. That's what he always says too, the same thing. That's what it's like. Very wise man. Keep it real. Love your life. Be positive. Cut the crap. Avoid negativity, confrontations. Study things that are going to help you in your life. That's it. Attain abilities and do what you love. If it's not harming anyone that you can see and you try to steer clear of that the best you can at least, then that's the most important thing, I think. Thank you for watching. Train on, stay safe.